So most of these efforts were focused on faculty and students. And soon we realized that a lot of our friends on staff were asking, when do we get to come over and get a tour of the library? So we put together a series of workshops and tours called LMU Staff. It's your library too.
Remember, the library is as much a staff benefit as HR, or having access to the gym. And here's a perk many of you may not know about, that your spouses or partners can also get a one car.
A couple of hundred staff came into the programs.
And over here is our DVD collection.
Then, after about 2 years,
it was summer 2010.
Right, we realized there was a gap. We didn't have anybody from facilities attend the workshop. We were missing the entire facilities staff in our outreach.
Well, that's when you and Courtney first approached me.
Yeah, we were missing over 100 LMU employees on all levels. Custodians, administrators. We thought this was, I don't know how many are there, 200?
Something like that. Over 200.
Yeah, so we reached out to facilities and we got permission for a set of workshops to be offered. And we started working to run basic workshops called Library Orientation and Tour for the custodians.
I'll never forget the day Jamie and Courtney approached me. At this point, I wasn't a librarian yet. I worked in cataloging, sitting in front of a computer all day. But at the same time, I was earning my master's in library information science. Courtney and Jamie both knew I was bilingual, but at that point, I had zero teaching experience.
I forgot that those were your first.
They were my first classes ever. When the opportunity came up, I said, of course. But I had to plan how to invite that group. And that's kind of funny, because I discovered the custodians coming to work at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and take their break at about 5 in the morning. So I prepared myself to come in one morning at about 5 to show up with coffee and bread, speaking the native language and inviting them to this basic orientation. And yeah, I got a captive audience.
Lo más importante que recuerdo fue la invitación de Ray a aprender, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo usar una computadora?
They were very receptive. They wanted to learn. They said, yeah, we'll be there. And it was 100% attended. Everyone I invited showed up. How many was it?
Pienso que eran como 30 en esa ocasión. Estuvieron todos presentes.
Right. More than 30 came. And they stayed. So there I was thinking I was showing them how to use the catalog and access the website, when at the end there was one person who said, you know what, Ray? Well, he said it in Spanish.
¿Sabes qué, Ray?
We really appreciate it,
No sabemos usar una computadora. La mayoría de nosotros no sabíamos.
we don't know how to use the internet or any of this stuff.
Necesitamos habilidades básicas.
We need the basics.
So Ray came in and said, Jamie, we have to think this.
Thankfully, at this point, I was already part of a network of colleagues on campus, the Latino Staff Association. They said, we'll give you whatever support you need. This is Professor Cecilia Gonzalez Andrade, by the way. Do you know Cecilia? She's the kick in the butt I needed to teach these classes. She and a network of colleagues said they'd be volunteers or low-paid volunteers for us. After that, we went to facilities management to get their blessing and do a 5-workshop series for the fall.
Los primeros beneficios que tuvimos en el cambio de nuestra vida fue acerca de nuestro trabajo para, como mencioné antes, marcar las horas de trabajo cuando empezamos a trabajar y también cuando hay vacaciones y pedir vacaciones.
Well, thanks to the coordination of this workshop, Enrique says they learned how to use my time management system, how to submit their hours every 2 weeks, how to rectify hours, how to figure vacation time, how to use email.
Entonces, lo primero que hice, mandarles un mensaje a través de email a ellos, porque se dieron cuenta que estábamos aprendiendo gracias a ellos, a Raymundo y a los profesores.
And one of the first things he did was compose an email to his supervisors demonstrating his gratitude and proof that he's benefiting from the workshops, because there he is using email now.
Y al final, Ray organizaba un pequeño convivio, por decir, un lunch.
I forgot about this. At the end of each series, I would usually coordinate a reception for everybody. Some of these were pretty special, where unplanned, some of the custodians would stand up and speak and share what their experience was like. The very first one, I told the custodians, you know what? Don't worry about the food. We got it covered. But they insisted on bringing home good dishes, and they were expressing gratitude.
Gracias a Ray y a todos los profesores, ¿verdad? Que estuvieron apoyando este programa de capacitación para saber cómo usar una computadora.
Basically, everything what Enrique was saying, it was gratitude. Gratitude because, I mean, it wasn't up until the point of these workshops. They didn't really receive. Oh, okay.
Well, they didn't feel like they received adequate support for learning because they were not viewed as, it was not considered a part of the core work, right? It was not considered a necessity for custodial work.
Right.
So we sent out a survey to our facility staff to try to understand the base skill level and interest level with using computer hardware and software. The internet, the library, we asked, what would you like if you could receive additional education on how to do this?
We had a really good survey response. We learned the workshops should become more of a drop-in format. That way, for custodians who got off work at 11 or 12, or some who got permission of their supervisors, they could just go.
Y también la mayoría de los custodians usaron una computadora para mandar un mensaje, para recibir un mensaje y contestar.
See, yeah, a lot of custodians were at various skill levels. So I recruited enough volunteers to make it more of a one-on-one experience with a volunteer student and a custodian, sitting side by side to practice whatever he or she wanted.
It's all about you.
Right. I was handling the computer literacy, and the custodians began to request separate English classes. One of the student volunteers, Hannah Bermudez, was willing, as well as carrying her full load of student work, to offer her own classes here at the library. She had the heart for this because her mom was a custodian at UCLA. So she understands the community. She understands what the needs are.
55 custodians came to at least one workshop over the past few years. That's over 25% of the custodial staff. But we felt this was not sustainable with volunteers. In 2013, we received the Inclusive Excellence Grant from Abby Robinson Armstrong's office, and we were able to provide more incentives for attending workshops and purchase more headsets to further the English language learning. About the same time, Ray received the Staff of the Year Award for his work on this project.
And in 2013, I graduated from graduate school. It was a good year.
So we went until 2015.
May 2015.
This is the challenging part of the story.
En el 2015, las clases estuvieron suspendidas, ¿verdad? Canceladas.
Nobody told me to cancel the workshops. I have to be very honest.
Fue una mala noticia.
Yeah, it was bad news.
What happened in May 2015 is that I was notified by the custodians that their supervisors changed their mind about approving work time to attend the workshops. And basically every custodian said, we're very sorry, Ray, but since we're not allowed to use work time, we're not going to attend the workshops. And that was that.
Pero hemos estado en contacto con Raymundo.
Yes, but we've stayed in touch. They're still interested, and there are still more custodians who want to learn.
Y ahorita la mayoría de nosotros podemos usar una computadora en lo básico. Nos falta mucho, pero porque tenemos que actualizar los conocimientos que cada uno va integrándose en la nueva tecnología.
But even when you know the basics, the learning has to be updated every year to develop the technology.
So now we're working to try to figure out on what the future for the program is. We've put together a couple of presentations with the intention of asking higher ups at LMU. We've done what we can can you do now? This is really something that should move out from the library.
I got in touch with the staff senate, and in the past year I worked with the leadership to compose a proposal to submit to President Snyder that would grant at least 15 hours of professional development for all university staff. Anybody could use 15 hours of professional development on or off campus. 15 hours for the year, just to establish a minimum.
There is going to be something. Something will happen. The university is regrouping and deciding what we do next. The need has been identified. The need is there. We should be leaders in that.
One thing that some people don't understand is that librarians, we're advocates for all kinds of literacy, whether it's digital literacy, information literacy, computer literacy, or warriors for literacy. We're always going to be at the forefront of making sure that everyone has the basic skills necessary to develop themselves. At least the good librarians and warriors.
Our Dean Francolini, has really put herself out there as far as she can to advocate for these changes. It's an equity issue. We're an institution that is dedicated to social justice. Why are we not at the leading edge of this?
I want to point out that Enrique is the one who advanced the furthest in the history of the workshops because Enrique was one of 2 people who actually enrolled in an online class. Part of the LA Public Library includes registering for classes you can complete at your own pace. Professional, personal, all of the above.
En lo personal, ha sido algo muy fantástico. Que yo pueda usar tecnología que ahora, pues para los jóvenes es fácil, pero para un viejo como yo no es tanto.
Right. All these basic things that younger generations take for granted, for the older generation it's not so easy. But now, it's that.
Oh, y hace poco, nunca me hubiera imaginado que yo podía hacer una copia de un CD en una laptop. Pero pude. En inglés se dice burn.
Yeah, that's it. It's burn.
De quemar un CD en música. Puedo utilizar iTunes, ¿sabes? Que mis hijos me compraron un gift card.
And now that Enrique can burn CDs, his kids have given him a gift card for iTunes.
Going back to where the workshop started, it's the idea of how lucky we are to be working on a college campus where we're all here for education and we're all laying down the foundation for lifelong learning. These opportunities should exist on a college campus. Working here should be different than being a custodian at Mattel or in the corporate world. This should be a reason why people want to work at LMU. This is how we will recruit and retain great people who will want to work here and make a career here and learn and grow.
I love whenever graduating seniors talk about how they somehow formed a strong relationship, a bond with our custodians. Everybody's an equal member on campus. So, yeah.
This is where this should be happening.
Lástima que ahora están suspendidas las clases.
Yeah. It is a good thing classes were canceled.
There's going to be something. Something will happen.
Now we'd like to introduce the hidden heroes who gave us the material for these wonderful stories. I would like to introduce Jamie Hazlitt and Raymundo Andrade.